Hey guys, welcome back to the Blade Bloodhound. Tonight we're going to talk about a Bear MGC fixed blade knife. It reminds me a lot of the old timer shark finger, I think is what they call it, the 152 OT. But it is a cool little knife. It's a hunting knife. Y'all are probably like, why does this guy buy all these hunting knives and he don't hunt? It's because I love knives. But this one has a cool story with it. I'll tell you when we get over to the table to look at it. It's probably something I probably would not have bought. But once I tell you the story, you'll understand why I came home with it. Anyway, guys, let's go over and take a look. All right, let's take a gander at this one. Then I'll tell y'all the weird story on this sheath. This is not the sheath that I got the knife in, but once I tell the story, y'all understand it. So let's take a look at this one. So as I was telling y'all before in previous videos and other videos, I like to go to the Bear, or not the Bear, but well, actually it is Bear & Sons annual knife sale. And I used to go to it, well, I mean, I still go to it every year. It is the weekend before Thanksgiving. So if you live in the West Georgia area or near Jacksonville, Alabama, it's a very neat thing to go to. I like going. I don't always buy anything, but I like to take people. We have a friend, or I have a friend that's a younger guy. He's into knives, and I took him this year for the first time, and he got to pick out a few knives, and he had a good time. It was a good time by all. But this one, a long time ago, one of my buddies and me, we went to the Bear sale, and well, let's look at the knife and then we'll get into that. As you can tell, it is stamped Bear MGC USA. So that was before it was Bear & Son. And it has 3 dots. I believe their dot system is kind of like Case, but it is a little different because I think sometimes they would have 10 dots and call it a 1999. So that was kind of an odd thing and hard to figure out. But, well, actually, I guess 1990 would be 10 dots. And then they would take away 1. So anyway, this one has 3 dots. So I am assuming this is a 1997. So when we went to the sale, like I was telling you, well, let's go back to this. As you can tell, it has wood handles. I'm not sure what type of wood that is, like a rosewood maybe. It's got the, it's got some gunk right there I need to clean. It's got the 2 pins here. It is a full, as you can tell, the metal goes all the way down. Full fixed blade. A few little scuffs there. But I've had this one sitting up in the, my knife stuff for a while. Wow, it looks like, look at that. I never noticed that. See how it's not perfectly even. Maybe that's why it was at the knife sale. Interesting. But once I tell you this story, you will understand why I don't care. That is wild. When you go to these knife sales, you really have to look because there'll be a lot of seconds there. And you can tell this one is a little shorter than this one. I could probably remedy that. Maybe sand it a little bit, but I'm not going to fool with it. It goes, yeah, you can tell it goes right up like that. Anyway, it's got a good fingernail spot, or not fingernail, finger spot right here. You can put your hand, as you can tell, you can grip it. It doesn't have jimping here. It's smooth, but you can put your thumb there. It's got an upsweep blade on it. Good size. I like a wood-handled knife. Like I was telling y'all in another video, a wood-handled knife you can drop. It will take a lot more damage than a bone, stag, or any other type of material that is fragile. It is made in the USA in Jacksonville, Alabama. So, let's get back to the old story here. So what happened was I was at this knife sale and they had a bunch of sheaths in a box, and they were selling the sheaths, and I went over there and I said, I picked them up. When you go, they give you a bucket. You put a bunch of knives in it, and then that way they can tell what you're buying. So I go to the sheaths right there at the end. I've already paid, and then I'm like, darn, I see these sheets sitting there. So I go, let me go over and get some. So I'm looking at it, and I want to say the sheets were like, they were cheap. They were like maybe, I don't know. I can't even remember. Let's say $5. Anyway, the sheets were sitting there. I went through them, picked out a couple. I'm picking up one, and it has a knife in it, this knife. So I walk over to the lady that's doing the sale, or doing the cashier, her and another man, and I said, hey, these sheets are $5, but this one actually has a knife in it. I don't know if it was a mistake, or I'm sure it was. They were selling sheets. And she said, well, if it's got one in it, it's yours. You know, the sheets are $5. And I said, well, it has a knife in it, so you might want to go tell someone. And she said, no. She goes, it's $5. So anyway, regardless, because it was in the sheath and I wanted the sheath, it was a bigger sheath, and it was in there, and she said $5. I said, sounds like a plan to me. So what I did was I went back, because they had sheaths that you could buy for these particular knives. So I bought this one, and you can see it said Bear & Son. So Bear & Son was actually running the sale that day. I mean, it was already Bear & Son, but this was like some old stock that they had. I guess they were getting rid of. So I said, well, darn, I'm gonna get a sheath that fits this perfect. So I went over there, got this sheath. I even told the guy about it when I was over there. I said, you know, hey, I just bought a sheath and had a knife in it. The woman told me, you know, no big deal, it was mine. So he said, yeah, that's cool. And anyway, he didn't care. So I went ahead and bought this sheath. It was probably $8 or something, but I knew it would fit it perfect. So I went ahead and got it. But it's a cool knife. It's a hunting knife, a little skinny knife. It's got a good edge on it. It's very sharp. But it's funny though that I just noticed that. See how it's kind of uneven there? I mean, you wouldn't notice it if I hadn't said anything, but I can usually spot stuff like that, especially when I'm digging through all the knives and looking. I'm very picky. So a lot of times people will take me with them when they go to this sale and say, Clint, go through these knives and see if you can find anything wrong with them. And I'll look through them and I'll say, oh, this one's got a weak spring. This one's got a, you know, the handle's thicker on one side than the other. But like I was telling you, when I bought that sheath and this one was in it, and they told me, hey, that's a freebie then, take it. I said, well, it's mine. So anyway, I bought it. So I got a good sheath out of the deal, and I got a knife. I'm wondering though if I should sand that down. I don't think I'm gonna mess with it. I really don't. I think I'm gonna leave it just like it is, because it's not too noticeable. I mean, if you look at it like this, well, you can see it a little bit, but it's not bad. But a cool knife. Just a knife with a neat little story. You know, you never forget things like that. It was funny, I think they may do it on purpose, because my friend, one time, they had these tins there, and he was buying the tins, and one of the tins had a knife in it. And he goes, hey, this tin's got a knife in it. And they said, well, all the tins are this much money. So he got a knife himself like that. So I think they kind of throw little things out there like that. I don't know if they expect everyone to be honest like us and tell them, but you know, they don't care when you do. And so it's a neat sale. If you can go to it, I would say go to it. They also have, they'll have boxes of knives, and they will have a, sometimes you'll find a Damascus one in there. They'll have a Damascus knife in a box that's supposed to be the stainless steel ones, and you'll say, hey, this one's Damascus, and they'll say, well, it's in that box, so it's, you know, $12, or, you know, however much the box is. they'll have a box with, knives, everything in it's $15. Everything in this one might be $20. Everything in this one might be $25. But it's a cool thing. So if you get a chance, go to the sale. I'll be there again this year, I'm sure. I bought a display cabinet last time and got a good deal on it. But I didn't buy any knives. But they have some cool knives there. They're American made, right there in Jacksonville, Alabama. All right, guys, well, y'all have a great night. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the knife. It's a pretty cool one. I like the old wood handle. I've never used it, but it's a good knife to have. It's got a good story with it as well. Anyway, guys, y'all have a great night. I will talk to you next time. Like, subscribe, tell your friends.